Hey, what's happening, gamers? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Batman Arkham Origins. This is Deathstroke Destroys Warner Brothers games. Oh man, today's been a crazy day. So Dynasty Warriors was supposed to happen today, but that's gonna be tomorrow. Wuthering Waves is still not at 1,000. Today's uploaded video is not at 1,000. Today's short video is not at 1,000. And YouTube is spanking us. They even removed, for 4 hours today, between 8 in the morning and 11 a.m., they had us under 1,000 views for 4 hours, so that's going to hurt our paycheck on the last day. It's just, January was terrible this year. January, like, we're never usually impacted by drops in revenue like other channels. Like, so this is the first time in probably 15 years that we've ever experienced the woes of January, like other creators have faced. So this was bad. This was wicked bad. There's a dog outside? You could, if you need a cable, I have new cables that came. You can use one. Oh, your nub. That I can't help you with.
I'm just gonna wait till the dog goes back in the house. I don't even know if that thing's on a leash.
Why would you take a nub in the car, though?
I don't know, Luke.
Okay.
Why do you ask me really weird questions in front of lots of people I don't know?
Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Okay, so anyway, we have a lot of these missions still to do. We're going to be doing SLADE stuff until the first week of February. And then we're going to have to figure out what we're going to be playing in February. But mods in the chat really need you guys to help push the shorts tonight when the short playlist is like there, because we really need people to put the shorts in the background. If people were watching the shorts playlist, we wouldn't be in these dire straits right now. Also, we're at 295 members. We just need 5 more members, and we'll hit our goal of 300. So it'd be great if people would be able to do that. That at least. Even with the past 2 days of roughness, we'd still be able to not have our income impacted as negatively, because it is going to be an ouch. So we're very, very, very close. I don't even know how that happened. Okay. Anyway, let's go with lots of Predator stuff. Alright, Demolition, Smash Landing, don't touch that dial. So, as you guys have heard, Multiverses has been given the axe, but what's really weird, the game is going to have the service cut in May. They're basically doing the same thing that James Gunn did. My goodness. Like, back when The Flash was coming out, like 6 months before the movie came out, he's like, hey, I just want everybody to know that the new wave of DCU has nothing to do with the Flash movie, but the Flash movie is the greatest comic book movie I've ever seen. It's like, if you're gonna cut, like, the game, it's kind of a good idea to maybe make that announcement in April if service is ending in May. Because now you're going to have less and less people show up for the game. So you could have made a decent amount of revenue before the game shuts down, and now you're going to have like a higher drop off than ever because people are upset about the game and they don't want to be investing in it since it's going to be shut off in May. Like, I don't know why. I mean, I have a rough idea why they're shutting down, but you don't make an announcement like that 4 months before you terminate it. That's stupid, because you're gonna kill whatever interest it was in your game. Just like nobody went to see the Flash movie when 6 months prior James Gunn said, hey, by the way, the Flash has no connection to the new DC universe I'm building, and people are just like, there's no reason for me to go see Blue Beetle, there's no reason for me to go to the Flash, there's no reason to go to Aquaman anymore, it doesn't matter. And that's exactly what the public did. They're like, screw it. It doesn't matter. It just I really wonder about these executives in the game industry and stuff. Like, how did we get this stupid? Like, was it activism brain rot, or really executives just this stupid? Because it seems like people in the game industry in the early 2000s were a lot smarter than this. Like, if a company was going to declare bankruptcy and let their viewers know, or their fans know, it wasn't until months after their game had already been out. Factor 5 never told people that they were having bankruptcy problems when they released their last Star Wars game. They released their last Star Wars game, they gave it, you know, one last hurrah, and then I think it was like 2 months after the game came out, they announced that Factor 5 was being liquidized. But they had already released their last game. You know? It doesn't, like, this generation of game developers and publishers, I don't understand them at all. It does not make sense. Does not make sense. Like, at all. It's like everyone is like missing logic.
I believe logic used to be a course they taught in high school, but they don't teach that anymore. And really, it shows. Imagine if we all had to take the course on logic and we all learned logic. Get over here! This actually teaches you how to have logic and reason.
Yeah.
Something that, honestly, if they taught that course in high school again, I think a lot of people would be a lot less dumb. Like, so, you know, we've deduced that, you know, the box isn't red and it's not blue. It's like, so it's blue then? It's like, no, we already ruled that out.
I mean, it just, it doesn't make any sense though. Like, I mean, in all honesty, like, our channel's not doing well, but I'm not going to announce 6 months in ahead that I'm going to pull the plug on my channel. I'd wait until the last month and how badly we performed, and then I make a video saying that's it. You know, but I would still try to keep, like, working on my channel until I pull the plug. I would never tell people, hey, a year from now I'm quitting, because what's going to happen is people aren't going to watch you.
They're slowly going to leave.
All right.
Just like, well, never mind.
I mean, the things are in bad shape, but I'm not going to tell people that we're quitting in like 6 months or 3 months or something, because that's stupid. Because then you're not only you're going to dry up your revenue beforehand, but like if there's a chance of like finding a way of fixing your channel, you're not going to have people around to watch you.
I just wish that Multiverses would have told us that they were in trouble, like, or something, or like, hey, we need more fan funding or something to keep the game alive or something. Like, I don't know, like, or wish they would have made it paid game. Like, I would have paid $60 for a copy of Multiverse.
Isn't there a way to blow that up?
Like, I'm just annoyed that they could have just gotten everyone to pay for the game. I would have just shut the game off and been like, okay, you can only get your game back on if you pay $60. I don't know.
Knock out those ledges.
I'm annoyed that Multiverses is shutting down.
Yeah.
That's what they did for Disney Dreamlight. It was free. And then they were like, no, it's actually going to be paid now. And then they shut it down and you had to pay for it.
I know you're scared, okay?
Like, they should have done that. They should have been like, well, now you're going to have to pay for it.
And the Switch 2 is coming around the corner. They could have easily put that on the Switch 2, but whatever.
Yeah, it seems like that they purposely, like, sabotage themselves.
No, I don't know. I wish I knew.
Gotta get me down.
Yeah, I find that just so weird. That's right, Linky. What? No! I didn't want to take my stun thingy.
The DC superhero name should be called... DC's superhero name should be called the Retractor. Yeah, because they keep, like, saying...
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Maybe we'll make a best. Hunter, do you have your notifications on? If you have missed our videos for a long time, make sure you turn on all your notifications. Because only 300 out of 500,000 people have their notifications on. And, you know, if you don't, just for anyone who hasn't seen our videos for a long time, if you guys don't have your notifications on, then you won't see our videos for months or years. Just so you know. Thank you for watching the video, Hunter, and we might, but we lost a lot of revenue by doing that video, because that video didn't even make 1,000 views. Thank you for watching it, though. But it just didn't get enough views to be worth it. Like, it has to make money. Like, if it doesn't get enough 1,000 views, it won't make any money, which it didn't.
Yeah.
If Multiverses shuts down, all the money I put into it will be for nothing then, says Charles Dennis.
Well, Charles, I mean, you can play it offline.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So we could technically do versus videos after it shuts down.
Yep. Everything that
I mean, if you want.
everything that you put into the game,
Man, I'll never forget Flash's face
right?
when I caught him with all that
It's
Can't play
Best
it on.
money I
you
ever
can't
made.
play it online. Like once May, just like when it shut down last time, you got to keep all your skins and everything.
These guys think they
Will
own
they
me, but
reopen it or something?
No, it's done this time.
Hi, Jacob Langwood. Hi, everyone. I mean, and this is exactly why we stopped Disney Infinity, is people were like, well, you could just keep playing Disney Infinity offline. It's like,
Well,
we
okay, here's the
could,
thing. Here's the thing. Disney Infinity was smart. Like they didn't tell the public they were having problems until like there was nothing else they could do. Like they had a huge summer of sales.
They even were hinting at what they were going to come up with Disney Infinity 4.
Right. They were doing all this hinting stuff, and then they were like, well, we tried everything, and we came into work today, and Disney
Yeah.
said they're shutting everything down.
But I really think that the people didn't know. I don't even think Disney told them.
No, Disney didn't tell them.
Like, they literally did come into work and Disney shut it down.
Yeah.
Because they were literally working on Disney Infinity 4.
Yeah, but they, rather than like, this is what I don't like about companies
No.
today. Is companies today they tell
I-
people like 6 months in advance.
I turned on the notification. No, it's not notifications for this stream, Ravenclaw. It's when you subscribe to the channel. It's do you have all,
Sweep the
some,
room.
or no
Watch the corners.
notifications.
He's just a man.
Only
No problem.
300 people have, only 300 people have all notifications. And then you'll be regularly notified every day of our streams. But
Where is this graphic? Graphic is
like,
supposed to be
you
there.
can turn the notifications on for this particular stream and they may or may not notify you.
I didn't see it.
But if you turn on all notifications for our streams, then you will not.
Gonna track this prowler's
And
ass
you're
down.
usually here, Ravenclaw. There's people that come by every 12 years,
there.
and they're right there where the bell is. Instead of the half bell, you have to hit the entire bell. Only 300 of 500,000 people have that bell clicked, and we get regularly people coming by every 12. Like, they'll say, I haven't seen a video in 12
I ain't
years.
seen moves like that in
So,
all my
like, if
years.
you have, let me explain. If you have half of your notifications on, you might not see a video in 12 years. If it says some, you might not see it in 12 years because, say you're subscribed to 20 different people, and you have half notifications on for all of them. YouTube is only going to notify you of, like, 2 videos a day over all of your stuff. If it's half.
Okay, this is our origin.
So,
Didn't throw
you
it
know, our
south.
channel is shadow banned, so since our channel isn't doing
Get
very
over
well,
here. We got a guy
you'll
down.
never get notified of our videos ever. So if it's half, they'll never, because our channel's shadow banned, if you click half, they'll never notify you again of our videos. If you click 0 notifications, they'll never notify you. The only way you'll ever get notified of our videos is if you click all.
Show yourself or I'll shoot.
If every one of our subscribers had clicked all notifications, we would have thousands of people every live stream. But you know, and that's why we did have thousands of people in our live streams years ago, because the subscribe button was the all notifications button.
The thing is, I'm just gonna say, if YouTube never did the notification system, our channel would have been fine. Because when it was just the subscribe to the channel, everyone who subscribed to our channel got notified of our videos. It wasn't until they rolled out the notification system, I think in 2017, that we started to experience problems.
Yeah, and then so YouTube will, and then someone even said today, like they said, I have all notifications, but I wasn't notified of this stream, which was the Marvel Rivals. But our two streams, Jedi, whatever, and Dynasty Warriors, were already set up yesterday. So those would have been the two streams that person would have been notified of, because they'll only notify you of two streams now. They used to notify you of every video. And so I said, like, well, you wouldn't get the notification for the stream because I just made it for Marvel Rivals. Because you were probably already notified for the other two.
Yep.
So even with all notifications on, you'll only get 2 notifications a day. However, it's better than going 12 years without seeing a video. And that's why all notifications are so important. At least you get notified every day we're posting of at least 2 videos. If you want every video, all 3 streams we're doing, then also join, in addition to all notifications, also join our newsletter, which is kwingsletsplays.com. All you have to do is type kwingsletsplays.com in the search engine and it will come up, and our website will come up, and you just put your email in there, and then you get an email every day that just has our 3 videos there with a nice little newsletter handwritten by us every day, and it has the links to our streams we'll be doing. And we have to do that because YouTube used to do that. YouTube used to send an email every day of every stream we were doing to our subscribers. We're literally doing their job because they stopped doing their job. Yep. I hit all notifications bell again because I did in the past, so it should help. Thank you, Mr. Zach, for hitting all notifications.
Wait, where is he? He's stuck in the wall.
Yeah, if you don't know if you're have all notifications, you can just go back to our subscribe button and check. I think you just hit subscribe again to our channel, and then when it says what do you want from this channel, I'll do it right now to see how I would do it. Okay. So I'm going to the channel right now. Let's see. How do I hit all notifications? Okay. So I'm going to King's Let's Plays right now. Okay, so actually, if you have it on personalized, I accidentally was on personalized, but, so you want to go from, instead of none, personalized, you want to hit all, the top bell there. Because if you do not have all notifications on, then you're really technically, I mean, you're not going to be notified of anything. Like, you know, they're not, it's almost as if, you know, we're invisible to you. So if you don't want to lose track of the channel, like, if you have personalized or none, you may not see us in another 15 years, ever. Just so you know.
It's taking forever. Darn it.
I'm blinded.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, Chad. I mean, YouTube is doing less and less for helping YouTubers and just leeching off of them. Yeah, I agree with that.
Damn it, smoke
I
screen.
mean, YouTube has been sold like 5 times. So the people running it now are far removed from the original people that ran YouTube really well. And what I really find strange is like, everyone who's bought YouTube and tries to run it, they could have just followed the blueprint from the people before them. But every time someone...
No! 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 Shoot!
Sorry, I'll just...
No, it's not your fault.
No, I'll just leave. I'm just saying, like, every time they buy YouTube again, like a new company buys it, they seem to want to implement new ideas. And every new idea that they've done has ruined it more. Like, every new person that has bought YouTube has ruined it more. Like, YouTube has only gotten worse with every company that's purchased it. Like, it is, every new idea that's been implemented on YouTube has never made it better. It has continually made it worse.
Yeah, I know about the voicemails in Arkham Shadow. Yeah. Ah.
Well, I think I'll just...
Why?
Because it was obviously my fault. I'm going...
No, it's not your fault.
Also, my phone is dying and I can't go outside because there's a dog out there.
There's no dog anymore.
I don't know that, Luke.
I hate that map. Well, because you have to get the guy in position, and like, if you make too many mistakes or you don't get him exactly under it, then it doesn't work. Deathstroke stuff is really irritating to do. But I've already done all of Batman's stuff, so I mean, there's not much left I can do. Hello, Eric. How you doing?
Oh, I didn't hear about that, Alpha. The plane that crashed. I didn't hear about that. I don't really watch the news.
We're not that close to Philly. Like, we're between Philly and Pittsburgh, so we're not, you know. If the plane was anywhere near us, we'd be hearing sirens and all kinds of stuff, so it's a ways away. You could probably hear, like, close to Allentown or something, you could probably hear the, because Allentown's near Philly, I think.
Yeah, Luke.
Not your lucky day.
I don't know how to mod the
He
game.
does have a Steam Deck to mod it. We got that from John, one of our ultimates.
Perform a takedown while crawling under a floor grate. Take down enemy with a beatdown. During a silent takedown, smash a guy on the...
Mr. Wilson, can't you see? You're interrupting our tea
I'm always interrupting your party. I'm a party pooper. Gotta take down the armored guys first, because that's...
Oh, yeah. I was talking... Oh, yeah, Chad was helping me out with Monster Hunter this morning.
Yeah?
Yeah. Except for my stream was so short this morning because I had to get your noon video ready. But I had fun.
It'll be a miracle if we all get through this.
Well, Monster Hunter's a fun game, and the new Monster Hunter game comes out at the end of the month.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Or actually, yeah, it's kind of at the end of the month. We'll be playing the Yakuza game first, so... Doggone it. Huh? Where the heck did I go? No! Son of a... Excuse me. Did I what?
Oh, you turned on all notifications? Thank you, Hunter. Really appreciate that. Did Luke see they are adding other Predator challenge maps from older Arkham games to Arkham Shadow? Think they would just be cool to look around at it.
Maybe, but I have problems with Vertigo, Hunter. Eric, I have done one or two streams with the Steam Deck. I need to get used to Arkham Origins and any of the Arkham games on Steam Deck because they run incredibly fast. I don't remember which stream it was, but I think it was the Ninja Bruce Wayne stream on here. We were playing on Steam Deck, and it was too fast. My eyes couldn't keep up with it. I haven't done any modded stuff, and I do have all the Arkham games on Steam.
We have to do a lot of research to figure out how to do the modded stuff correctly, because if we mod it wrong, it could mess up our entire game on Steam, and then we'd have to rebuy it again, or
Reformat
we'd
it
have
or
to
whatever.
completely delete it and then try to rebuy
This
it,
is not gonna be
or it
pleasant
might
for
ruin
you.
our entire Steam Deck. Like,
Yeah, I don't know how to do
You're
mods.
Like, we might accidentally, like,
something I hate. You're just
do
like
the wrong code and mess up our entire system.
Whoa!
Okay, thank you for renewing,
Thank you, Jacob, for
O'Ryan.
renewing. Appreciate that, buddy. Guys, we're 4 members away from hitting 300. We can do it. Come on. Just need 4 members, and we'll hit 300 for the month. Well, 300 for the month of January.
Pirate Yakuza game, says Chad.
Yeah, we're doing the Pirate Yakuza game on January 20th. Yep.
disappointed with you, dullards.
Don't worry.
If you mess up the files, you can just right-click it to verify. Interesting, Meyer. Mayor.
See, we don't know anything like that, so
Yeah, and we don't have any we don't have any
we
tech
don't
support
want to
on the
mess
channel.
up and then ruin our entire Steam Deck and have to buy a new Steam Deck or something.
Don't want to buy another one.
Like you know, we've messed up computers before and they're bricked. Our other computer we used to use is completely bricked.
This is so much easier to do with Batman because Batman can glide.
Thank you, Zach, for turning on all notifications. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you, everyone. Thank you guys for turning the notifications on.
Appreciate it.
That used to just be the default subscribe. Was everyone would get all notifications for everything.
They didn't have a notification system when
Yeah.
YouTube first started. They didn't need one.
Because they added the notification system. I mean, and I was talking about this with Luke. This is why the notification system and how messed up it is the reason why you have people with 2 million subscribers quitting YouTube.
Yeah.
Because that should be 2 million people notified every video they do.
Yep.
But they cannot reach their subscribers. Even though they have 2 million subscribers, their 2 million subscribers do not have their notifications turned on.
It's because they send it over to the people. Like when somebody subscribes to a YouTube channel, they'll recommend you to other channels that you don't even want to see.
They have ruined their platform with this notification system. They've destroyed it.
Yep.
Down like that.
So yeah, so I appreciate everyone who turns on all notifications, and that really helps out tremendously. Like, you have no idea, that helps out a lot. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, because they're being exactly because what happens is these people with 2 million subscribers, they used to have 2 million people notified every time they did a video. Come to find out, they switch over to the YouTube notification system. Now, maybe 100,000 people are notified. Maybe only 100 people are notified. Maybe 30.
Yep.
It depends on how many people have their notifications turned on.
Predator challenges. Knockout smash. During a silent takedown, perform a knockdown smash behind the guy. Great moves. Fists of Fury. Take down an enemy with a beatdown. Okay. So we need to do silent takedown on an enemy that has no armor. There's only one guy that has armor. So any of these bozos here, we want to take down regularly. This guy we can't take down because he's an annoying punker. There is a way to take him down quickly, though. Take his weapon away from him. And he comes over and he tries to fight you. See, that's a fast way to take him down. It works too.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I won't talk about it anymore.
Thank you very much. Remember, guys, we're just 4 members away from hitting 300. We have until midnight.
Oh, thank you. Hope you're having a great day too, Dana's Game Reviews. Thank you so much for the super chat and for the help. And we're having an alright night. Thank you, Dana.
I didn't foresee.
Hope you're having a great night too. Thank you so much.
Who to go after?
Should have. Oh, nothing.
Just keep it together. Just keep it together.
I should have realized about this notification thing earlier, because all of the cooking channels I watched, I've been seeing this happen for months.
Can't see anything if they stop.
Where they've.
Come on!
The.
Fists of Fury.
Like, the cooking channels I watch have been basically begging people to turn their notifications on.
Mm-hmm.
And saying, like, something's wrong with YouTube. I can't get a hold of anyone. Please turn your notifications on. And they've been saying it every video.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't even occur to me that that was the main problem. Yes, we're shadow banned so we can't get new subscribers, but the main reason we can't reach our audience is the notification system. That's actually affecting us more than the shadow banning.
Mm-hmm.
Stop doing this!
I heard that.
I have to wait until he comes down.
More of this. I can't take it.
Wait, is he gonna take a hostage?
You, Mr. Wilson.
Wait, was that? Okay, yeah, that was correct. Okay, there we go.
For the party.
Hooray!
The SLADE is always looking cool.
Oh, what was the name of the stream where I used the Steam Deck?
I mean, I don't know. It was probably... We have 15,000 videos. I mean, it would be pretty hard to find.
No, I didn't name it the Steam Deck. It still says Wii U.
I mean, that would be hard to find.
Give me a second, Amber.
Okay.
It might be... Batman Arkham Origins DLC Bruce Wayne Ninja.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You mean recently. I thought you meant a long time ago. Because I know you used the Steam Deck a while ago, too.
So, it's, yeah, it was from a stream a little while ago because we thought our Wii U was dying, that it was bricked. So we had to set up the Steam Deck during the stream. So the U crashed around the 41-minute mark. We did Rite of Passage around the 47-minute mark, and it was Steam Deck the rest of the stream. And I lost because I couldn't handle the speed change. It was literally causing eye irritation for me. I did not like it. But I like my Steam Deck. We've done a couple stream series with Steam Deck. Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb was Steam Deck. There's been a couple playthroughs that were all Steam Deck, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, YouTube unsubscribes people. That's because of the notification system. If people don't have all notifications on, what happens is they slowly push you off of YouTube. They're purposely pushing YouTubers off. Because they only want to pay celebrities and talk shows. They don't want to pay regular YouTubers anymore. It's too much trouble to, like, you know, it's so much easier, you know, like, these talk show hosts and Hollywood celebrities, they already have their own PR team and everything. YouTubers, you'd actually have to, I don't know, do your job, give them brand deals, help them grow their channel. That's too hard for YouTube because they suck at their job. So their whole thing of YouTube is they were supposed to help regular people, you know, earn an income on their site. They don't want to do that anymore. They're pushing regular YouTubers out. They only want celebrities. They're pushing celebrity talk shows. So yeah, what they're doing is, what they do is they ruin your notification system, and then when nobody comes to your videos because only 30 people have their notifications on or something, then they're like, oh, all these other 500,000 people that don't have their notifications on, they must all be bots. And then they just randomly unsubscribe you.
Okay. All right, thank you very much, Keith. We are 3 memberships away from hitting 300. We still have 2.5 hours until midnight, so we're getting there. We just need 3 more memberships, and we'll hit 300. Thank you very much for your generosity, Keith. Let's go with...
Like, if you subscribe to a YouTube channel and you don't watch any of their videos for 10 years, or even a few months, YouTube will probably unsubscribe you from them.
Okay. Let's move on. Wrecking Crew Extreme Demolition Extinguish What Goes Up. I don't want to do that one. What is...
Thank you, Keith. You're breathtaking.
Wait, what? Oh, wait. No, I can't do these. Don't these jam up whenever you try to do them? I think this is where the error happens. Whenever you try to do DLC on the Wii U, it crashes. Why didn't I name it a Steam Deck? Because I was just forgot about it, and I did play it on the Wii U at the start. I was more concerned that my Wii U was busted than, you know, this is Steam Deck.
We originally were playing it on the Wii U.
Mm-hmm. Lot full. Alright, let's try this one. See what happens. Yep, thank you very much, Keith. Okay, now we're 2 away. Thank you, Keith.
Wow, thank you so much, Keith. Unbelievable. Thank you for the help, Keith. Health.
I mean, it does improve our health. Oh, my neck. Oh, it might actually work this time. Usually when you try to do the DLC stuff with... Oh, there it goes! Okay, cool.
Alright. Alright, thank you, Keith. You're breathtaking. Thank you so much for the help.
Whoops, I don't know why it's playing that graphic now. It shouldn't be playing that graphic. Weird. Okay then. Alright. So, lot full. This was a DLC map from Arkham Origins.
Amusing.
Nice one, Keith. Very cool, Keith. Thank you. Lot full ninjas. Wow. See, this speed is a lot easier for me, even though... Thank you, Chad!
Thank you, Chad!
We are 1 away from hitting 300 members for the month of January. Thank you, guys. That at least keeps YouTube off my back. Okay, now Skeletor's working. No, today's kind of a sad day for He-Man fans. The original He-Man passed away at 88 years old. Nobody even knew he was sick, though, but he didn't go to conventions.
Luke, did you need one more?
Yep, we hit 300.
Thank you, Jacob Langlet!
Thank you, guys.
Wow, thank you so much, everyone. Wow, thank you, everyone, so much.
That helps tremendously. Thank you, guys. according to YouTube, we have 300 members for the month of January, so we will. That will help us. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you so much for the help. Thank you for keeping the channel on the air, everyone.
Well, another month.
Thank you so much.
I didn't think we were going to hit 300 members this month because we lost so many members at the beginning of the month.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Keith. And Keith again. Thank you, Dana's Game Reviews for the super chat. Thank you, Jacob Orion, for renewing. Thank you, everyone. We did it. We did it right on time.
Right at the end of the month.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much for the help. I'm sighing relief. I'm sorry.
It does. Well, we were at, for several days, we were at like 270 members or something like that. And this, all this week, people have been so generous getting us back up to 300 stable members.
Thank you all so much. Thank you so much for the help, everyone. Yeah.
Yatsa.
I mean,
You're just a
never
man.
mind. I shouldn't talk about it anymore. But in reality, like, all these YouTubers that are quitting and stuff wouldn't even have to quit if YouTube would just switch their notification system back.
They never will. But I mean, yep, people can help by switching on all notifications, which we've shown you guys, and we will be asking people the next 6 months to make sure they have all notifications on.
Yeah, so thanks.
At the start and the end of every stream.
Yeah.
But not constantly through the
Yeah,
stream.
don't constantly. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway, I like the speed of this. Even though this is barely like 30 frames per second, I'm so used to this that I can easily play this. It's not a problem. Oh.
Is Jalen starting? Or I'm sorry. Hi, Jalen. Is Roger Craig Smith sounding more like Kevin Conroy now? I don't know.
Take my time with you.
Yeah, oh, there's been another one, Jessica. Another crash. Oh my gosh. Well, it seems pretty weird. Disturbing.
Well,
I'm
I'm
gonna
never
stay
flying
away-
out of Philadelphia
I'm
again.
Stay away from the news.
I'll make sure that we go.
Honestly, that's what's sad is like that's the only place that goes towards more my dad is towards. That's the only airport that goes a half an hour from us. Philadelphia.
I wouldn't fly out of Philly for a while. Not safe.
Maybe
They're
I'll have to
having
pick him
problems.
up in New York or something.
New York or close to, like, Virginia's not too far.
I have it clicked. Thank you, Popstar.
Appreciate that, Popstar. No, I messed up. I messed up. I messed up so badly. Seems kind of a waste, but like
I can't think of one.
well, Vice. Where did he come from? I don't remember him being there.
This is why I don't.
Anyone else out?
You don't watch the news. News is propaganda mostly. The news is supposed to be stuff that makes you angry and upset, so that you keep watching.
I was watching somebody who said that the news actually gives you a lack of empathy because you're just bombarded with negative things happening all the time. That say your neighbor has something wrong with their cat, or your neighbor needs help with something and they're having a problem. You have so much lack of empathy for them because you hear bad stuff happening to people all the time. It doesn't actually feel like it affects you as much anymore because you hear horrible things happening all the time on the news.
Yep.
So you're just like, oh, well, I'm sure they'll be fine. But in reality, your neighbor won't be fine. They do need help, but you won't help them because you watch the news all day.
Yeah, I'm just going to interject here. The best way that you can get an understanding of what the news is, like to stay informed, read the headlines yourself. If you read the headlines of a breaking news story, for one, you know what's going on, and two, you probably won't get the opinion of the author. Because the headlines will tell you exactly what happened, for the most part. And especially, like, the line of text underneath the headline. You don't even have to read the whole article, because they'll give you bits and pieces, like what happened. But if you listen to the news, then you're going to be subjected to the opinion of the newscaster, and they're only going to give you a little bit of information about the facts of what happened. They're going to spread more opinion so that it will cause an emotional reaction from you, so you'll keep watching. Usually they'll say something that'll make you aggravated, or they might say something that will stir some type of like emotional response from you. So, I mean, the news is just like it's a ratings vampire. And they never ever put news story on that is for your benefit, like anything that's going to actually make you feel better or anything that's a human interest story. They're actually doing news stories that's going to cause you to watch longer and, for the most part, make you angry so that you'll keep watching. That's how they make their money.
Yeah, I mean, even those, like when they had those people that were flooded a while ago. And I remember somebody went down there and was actually, like a YouTuber was actually filming them. And the story that was actually happening in real life was much different from what they were showing on the news. Like, and even, like, they actually, like, spun it differently than what was actually happening.
Got it.
Which is odd that they would almost lie in a way.
The media lies? Shock.
So, yeah, like, for what was that place that was flooded?
I don't know.
Basically, they said that everyone was down there helping and that everyone was fine. Then some YouTubers went down there and people's houses were still underwater and they had no food and they had no place to live and everyone was not fine. Like, the media pretended that everyone was completely fine, but that did not happen. It was not true whatsoever. It was just very strange that they completely, you know, were not even accurate.
There we go. I didn't think I was going to clear 80,000. I made so many mistakes, so yay. I cleared 80,000. Oh. No! Doggone it. I was actually surprised how much fun I had playing Ridge Racer last night. The only problem with Ridge Racer is you can only move forward in the game if you get first place. So, like, a lot of games today for racing games, as long as you get third place and you qualify, you can keep going through the story. Ridge Racer, the game from literally 25 years ago, if you don't get first place, you can't continue the Grand Prix. It'll keep saying, oh, you got second or you got third. Try again. You can do it this time. An hour later, you got first. You're the champion. All right, now do it 2 more times. It's like, no.
Oh, wow.
But it's so fun. It's a really fun racing game. It's just, it'll spank you.
I like how Deathstroke does the Batman grunt, says Charles.
Yep.
I do not like it because it gives me anxiety, the news. Yeah.
Well, of course.
It makes me stressed out. I would rather not know. I agree, Jade Rose. It's like I can't deal with it.
Well, of course. That's the whole point. It's supposed to make you upset. It's trying to cause an emotional reaction. That's its whole job. Ow, what was... Why is there a piece of tape on my back?
I don't know.
That's weird. I never put Scotch tape on my back.
Ridge Racer 64 is now 25 years old, says Chad.
Yup. Ridge Racer is 25 years old. It came out in the year 2000, so that makes it 25 years ago. Correctamundo. Yup. Jedi Power Battles was 25 years ago. Ridge Racer was 25 years ago. It's crazy times. Hidden Facility, great moves, extinguish, Fall Guy. Hidden Facility.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Zach. I like to just watch gaming news and people making content on channels that don't have politics, and I like going where the K-Wings are at, says Mr. Zach, and I just like watching gaming stuff. Updates about games.
Yep, the year 2000 was 25 years ago. How's that for crazy? Yep. Let's see. The year 2000 N64 games would have been Ridge Racer 64, Majora's Mask, Jet Force Gemini, I think. Resident Evil 2, 3 on N64. I think so. And what other? Hydro Thunder, I believe, was the year 2000. That was a fun racing game. And Perfect Dark, maybe, unless Perfect Dark was 1999. It might have been 2000. I don't remember.
I mean,
Remember, guys, to watch the YouTube short playlist and have that run in the background. It really helps out tremendously. May not sound like it, but it does.
I don't know. Forget it. I'm not gonna. I don't know if I should keep talking about it, but it's just like people are saying, "Oh, the world's crazy," but in reality, I think there's been much more violent times than this. I think like the news is making us think that everything is crazy, but in reality, like, people have it. I mean, depending on where you are in the world, but like where I am, like I think I have it pretty good. Like I don't really see very much anything crazy happening around me at all.
Watching the news doesn't hurt us. Sure it does. It manipulates you. It's supposed to make you angry. If you need to stay informed, read a newspaper. Read online articles. You don't have to listen to the political opinion of a newscaster.
It's not.
It's detrimental.
It's literally like they've already shown that they do it for ratings of fear. They purposely try to make people afraid.
They're fearmongers.
And they repeat things over and over and over again that, like the way that they do it, they purposely do it for ratings. Like they purposely skew what they're spouting to make people angry on purpose.
Like, I'll give you an example, like, Blake. When we were kids, like, the news would be on 3 times a day. The news was not on 24 hours a day. You don't need a 24-hour news show, and you don't need news shows where you have political pundits going back and forth arguing over something that they could briefly explain in 5 minutes and get on with their day. They do it because they're trying to create division. They're trying to create all kinds of like animosity between the people watching so that you will go and argue with your friends at school and work over your political differences. And that is going to keep you not only divided and controlled, but also that's going to keep you engaged with your favorite news program, whether it's Fox or CNN. Like, you are going to be either Camp Fox or you're going to be Camp CNN. Like, that's what's going to happen if you watch the news.
They also over-exaggerate every problem and make it like it's a million times worse than it is. And try to make sure every situation as though, like, it's out of control. Like, oh my gosh, there's, like, all this chaos going on and we don't know what we're going to do. As if they don't already have it under control.
Oh, God.
Like, there's probably already disaster relief there. There's already the police there. Like, they already have it under control. They're pretending as if they don't have it under control just to scare you. Like, they literally are doing it on purpose for ratings. Like, they're pretending it's so much worse. But it's really not that bad.
Wait, are these all armor guys? Oh, man. Well, that sucks. I'm gonna get shot. I'm gonna get shot. How in the world am I gonna do this? They're all armor. Every single one of them is armor. Every single one. Fight me, fight me, fight me, fight me! Goodbye. Go, 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 go! Okay, that worked. Your keys to your car? Right there. Are you going to try to go see if the dog is gone? I don't hear the dog barking anymore, honey. There's nothing outside. If it's that neighbor dog, he probably went away by now. I guarantee you there's nobody out there anymore. See?
You're a dog. I have to get some shoes on because it's rainy.
Well, yeah, it's rainy.
I don't want to argue with people. I'm just
Then don't. Great moves: extinguish, switch an enemy to a fire extinguisher with a remote claw, and perform a silent takedown. There's only one enemy you can do that to. Grapple an enemy to pull him off a walkway. You can use that on an armored guy. Although pulling a guy off a walkway is going to be a pain in the butt. Okay, thank you for writing a comment on one of our streams, Blake. Wait. Great moves. Is he gonna... Stay. Okay, good. Okay, how many armored guys left? I have no idea. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's a lot more guys that aren't.
At the end of the day, he's still human.
You don't need to.
Right?
And when she's not throwing up. I never said she was mean. I said when she's not throwing up. Well, she beats up on Link all the time.
You said she had a heart of darkness.
Well, I mean, she is adorable, but she has her moments.
I didn't mean
You're fine. Did you get your nub thing that you needed?
to. Yes, I did.
And that was the plug you had in the car?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for leaving the comment, Blake. Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Linky! Don't go destroying stuff, little buddy.
Well, my coffee, you can smell my sweater. It's full of coffee.
You do smell like coffee, yeah.
That's because I had coffee and I spilt it all over myself when I fell. So Link tried to kill me. He tried to murder me. Luke says it was an
How is
accident.
this happening? Bring me Deathstroke. What don't you understand?
Oh my gosh. Well,
I want to know what's going on out there.
I mean, they're
Keep it up, morons. Keep it up and see what I do to you.
Alright, guys, pick the late night stream.
Wait, you're gonna do something after this?
Honey, it's only 10 o'clock.
Oh my gosh, I feel the time. I feel excited to do more streams.
You think he's still
Mystery, wow. I have to come up with a mystery.
What? Why are people clicking on mystery stream?
Even I don't know what it would be.
You
We got Ridge Racer, Dynasty Warriors Grinding, Wawa. Oh yeah, speaking of
people
Wawa.
do not want to see grinding.
No.
Oh,
Wawa needs 10 views, guys, in order to come back. It's still under 1,000, so why don't on this stream, why don't we get Wawa up to 1,000? That would be great. Because Wawa is still under 1,000. It's at 988. So we're
Yeah.
still not there yet.
it's probably time. It's probably the bewitching hour for me.
I mean, it's 10 o'clock, honey. This is when you usually bounce.
I want damn results.
It says Rid Raver? Whatever. Does that mean we get to pick? You pick the mystery game? Oh,
I never
shoot.
know what dog. Well, I think the dog was on a leash. I couldn't see the leash, so I am sort of afraid of dogs. I mean, I used to have a paper route, and I had dogs literally run towards me and like gnash their teeth and try to like bite me. Dogs are very scary to me.
Does mystery stream mean you guys get to pick? It depends, because I only have a certain amount of games installed. So
I think it meant that Luke was gonna pick something random. That's what I thought it was gonna be.
I mean, it could be that.
Maybe
I could
either you guys pick or he
mystery stream
picks.
could be a crazy Harvest Moon stream, or it could be, you know. whatever. But I mean, I don't have Fortnite installed anymore. The only games I have currently installed would be like Multiverses and Dynasty Warriors, Wuthering Waves.
You should buy Assassin's Creed Black Flag on Xbox for $7
It would
and play it.
take too long to install.
On Xbox?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, because I only have in between this stream and the next, like, I don't have a very long time to download like an hour game.
You could play one of the Assassin's Creed games on Xbox on the cloud.
No cloud. I don't like playing things on the cloud. Cloud is buggy mess. No, thank you.
It's free on Xbox Game Pass. You can play your choice of Origins or the Greek one on the cloud.
Nope.
Why? You don't like the cloud, Luke?
I don't even think I still have, I think I yeeted, the Samurai game I was playing too. I think I had to erase.
Yes, I've had people ask about that.
Yeah.
I was going over the comments and people have been asking you to continue that.
Well, I do like playing that late night, but I don't have that installed anymore.
I think we had somebody ask about that today.
I wouldn't doubt it. I was doing a pretty amazing job.
They were like, is Luke ever gonna finish Ghost of Tsushima? Because I really enjoyed that and I liked watching it. And I think I responded, I sure hope he finishes it because I enjoyed it too. But I hope he finishes it.
I'll be doing a couple mature streams of that, like, in February. I don't have it installed currently, though.
Yeah, you still get people asking.
Nominate the Telltale Batman game? Not installed. Not installed. Alright, Wawa just needs 10 more views, guys, and we get 1,000 for that. And Moz in the chat, keep pushing the YouTube shorts. We're starting to drop.
I don't want whining. I want damn
Well,
results.
thank you for pushing that, Chad.
I mean, mystery game could be like some type of retro game that I have access to. It could be whatever, I don't know. Smash Brothers is not on the system anymore. I had to take that off. They didn't have room for it.
Word on the street is he can't die.
Hey guys, what's going on, guys? Why is that guy just standing there? It's really irritating. Nothing about don't touch that dial, right? So I can take this dude out.
It's all under control.
He's too far away. Doggone it. I hate these big bruisers with the backpacks. It's super annoying. Like, the armor guys just take so long to kill. I mean, take down, not kill. Just takes so long to defeat. Great moves, fall guy, grapple an enemy, and pull him off a walkway. Yeah, easier said than done.
This is it. You got action. Now act.
No. Are they planning nasty little surprises for me in the ground? Yes, they are.
It feels like it's been forever.
Maybe I can get away with this.
How is this happening? Bring me.
Nope.
What don't you understand?
For a reason that idiot is standing right there on a,
I don't really understand the short from today. Like, what's happening in it?
I don't know.
Aquaman is working with the Amazons, or?
Evil Aquaman.
Oh, he's fighting against them?
Remember, it's a game about duplicates.
Yeah. All I know is you said that he can't have a full beard because he's evil.
Yeah, he can only have a half beard.
And his beard is cut off in a very strange manner.
It's supposed to look crooked because he's crooked. It's a joke.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It did, actually.
Like Snidely Whiplash.
Well, no,
his-
not quite.
With his crooked mustache. And Wario with his crimped mustache.
You can link the targets together. Yeah, I can knock them down, but why would I want to do that? That just alerts them both to my presence. I don't tend to do that very much. It'd be one thing if you could target two guys together and they would KO each other. That would be nice, but that doesn't work. It just kind of... They collide into one another and then they're both on the ground, but they stand up surprisingly quick. So I never use it, because it's kind of like a wasted ability, personally. Don't like it. Oh, I guess that worked. What? No way. You can what? You can what?
I'll make this cold, clean, and painless.
He says that, but he
Boys,
doesn't.
bring me the merch. I want to meet the man behind the mask.
Well, that didn't do anything.
Who's over there? What the hell was that?
He can't see me, but I'm not gonna try it.
Well, look, we got the miracle of 300 members. So thank you so much, everyone. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, he meant KO. Yeah, that's some pressure off my shoulders that we hit 300 members because of people's gifted memberships. That makes me very happy. I was very concerned. We're still underperforming, like, compared to 2023. We're like several $100s under, but like it's not as bad as it was, or at least it'll be a little bit better than it was.
Smell fear.
I was counting on that clickbait video doing very well, and it bombed, so it's not going to make any revenue anyway.
Well, people said they're excited about a top 10 good game.
It'll get the same reception as a... Usually, this is the thing. The reason why I did, like, the bad games is because I was counting on a reaction. I was counting on, like, an anger reaction from people on the search engine clicking on it. Especially putting Dragon Age and stuff there, because Dragon Age is a very hot issue because of how much people hate the game. So it seemed like kind of a pretty easy thing to do.
Yeah, it is weird that people were just calmly discussing stuff in that.
Well, I mean, our community is so awesome, but we didn't bring anybody over from the search engine.
Yeah, our community
just
is
our community.
awesome. They just completely calmly discussed it without getting upset at each other.
Yep.
People even disagreed a little bit and didn't get mad at each other.
Yep. Why are they shooting their own comrade? Seems a little weird.
How is this happening? Bring me Deathstroke. What don't you understand?
What's that? Who's over there? Who's on top of that?
There we go. That's one down. This is a better run. Okay, so now we need to do Extinguish and Great Moves. Hooray! So with Extinguished, we need to make sure that it is not a armored character.
Oh, watch where you go, man!
Man down, man down. Love to be able to do. I can't believe this was a DLC level. This should have been included in the regular game.
He's playing with you is what he's doing.
Well, yeah. Hello. Oh, bye. Just waiting for somebody dumb enough to walk over the grate. Oh. Hello. Goodbye. Whee!
Oh, a lot of people are voting for a mystery game.
No, I mean, it's probably gonna be something on Super Nintendo, so whatever. I like retro games, guys and gals. I grew up, when I was a kid, most games were all either 16-bit or 8-bit. 8-bit or 16, so I have a lot of those games that I like. Extinguished. I have to find a way to use an extinguisher.
Down to 3. What's wrong with you, idiot?
Is that supposed to be Black Mask? It sounds... Yeah, I think it is.
I don't stand a chance.
You can't believe Sonic Rush is like 20 years old. Oh yeah. A lot of those Game Boy Advance, DS games, and even some Wii games are gonna start freaking people out because in 1 year, the Wii is 20 years old. That's gonna make a lot of you people feel pretty old soon. Right now, the Wii is only 19 years old, but next year, the year the Wii came out, in 2006, 2026 will be 20 years ago. Something to think about. This year is the 20th anniversary of Batman Begins.
Maybe he left.
Hooray! You can,
Yeah.
if you're
Alright.
ready to
well,
bounce, you can
I
bounce.
don't know.
Is that a
This is it. You got action. Now
You got action, now whack.
Over there.
Over here, the guy's hanging out in the thing. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Oh, there's only 2 of these monkeys left? Oh, okay. That's easy. I just need to position them in front of a fire extinguisher now.
Gotta be strong to hang a grown man like that.
Where's a fire extinguisher? Fire extinguisher, fire extinguisher, fire. Aha! There's one.
Careful, Deathstroke. These 2 might just surprise you.
Bye-bye. Thanks for hanging out, Amps. And don't forget your stuff, okay? Now, where's the fire extinguisher?
I'm gonna find you.
That's not a very good place to have the fire extinguisher. Why is Zelda on the table? There's a paper bag, so she's on the table?
You such a hard time.
Okay. I thought there was a fire extinguisher up there.
Oh man. Hey.
Go up and go explore, you numbskull. Attach an enemy to a fire extinguisher.
I don't want excuses. I don't want whining. I want damn results.
He's not gonna go up there, is he? No. Tomorrow is Saturday.
I don't see him. How you guys doing?
Sorry, honey.
What?
Yeah. Wow, mystery game is still winning. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Arkham City 25th anniversary will be something special? That's not for a while. No, that's not for quite a while. And it would be the 20th anniversary of Arkham Asylum would be 2029. So wait. Yeah. The new Captain America movie comes out on the 14th of what? February? Does it come out on Valentine's Day? Or you mean March of... When does it come out? I haven't been paying attention to it. I've just... The only things I've been paying attention to is Anthony Mackie basically putting his foot in his mouth. Like, he keeps, it's like he's pulling a Brie Larson, like, PR disaster. I feel bad for the guy, because I actually like Anthony Mackie. But he keeps making a lot of, poor decisions with his words. And it's like, oh no, why, Mackie, why? Then he's like, well, I don't want to get into polarizing political stuff, but then he talks about polarizing political stuff. It's like, oh no. You're just supposed to promote your movie. And you're not saying things how Captain America's not an American hero and all this other stuff, and it's just like, why? That's not how one promotes their movie. I think that Anthony Mackie borrowed the PR representative that Brie Larson had for the first Captain Marvel, like, movie. Like, whoever did Brie Larson's PR for her first appearance in the MCU, that's who Anthony Mackie's using, because he's making a lot of... He's usually a very, like, chill guy. And, you know, he's just really funny and sarcastic, and I miss that version of Anthony Mackie. He's not acting like that on his press tour. I don't like whatever Anthony Mackie we're seeing in the PR circuit right now. It doesn't feel like himself. Wait, didn't they already kill off Captain America in the... I thought they did kill off Steve Rogers or something in the MCU. There's like a funeral for him or something. I don't know. Ouch. Is he doing it on purpose? No. I don't think he's doing it on purpose. I think it has to do with, like, bad PR. Because Anthony Mackie is usually really good at promoting his movies. They're gonna bring Iron Man back in Iron Man 4. They won't make an Iron Man 4. Yeah, I thought they just showed... The last time they showed Cap, I thought they showed him as an old man, too. I don't know if he died or not. Like, in later MCU stuff. I have no idea. I don't really watch the MCU anymore. I bounced after Endgame. Like, the final Avengers movie, I dipped. And then I watched the Spider-Man movie because of all the... I really wanted to see if Toby and, you know, Andrew showed up in it, and that's the only reason I went. Because I didn't really like Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I thought he's okay. I thought that he was in a good Spider-Man movie for once, like, but he felt... My biggest complaint with Tom Holland's Spidey is he felt like Iron Boy Jr. instead of Spider-Man. And what I've really wanted to see from Tom Holland's Spider-Man is a Spider-Man that's independent and has to get by on his own ingenuity and stuff like that. And we didn't get that with MCU Spider-Man. We got Iron Boy. He was basically Tony Stark's sidekick, in a sense. Didn't feel like your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
I'll make this cold, clean, and painless.
I don't know. So, that's why I'm hoping that Spider-Man 4 will not only introduce, like, Peter's, like, college girlfriend, like Felicia Harding or whatever, but we'll see a very, you know, down-to-earth Spider-Man dealing with, like, you know, neighborhood-related issues. On-the-ground Spider-Man, not so much traveling in space and working with the Avengers-level threat stuff, you know? That kind of stuff. Because I think that's what a lot of Spider-Mans want to see from Tom's Spider-Man, is they don't want to see the multiverse stuff anymore. I think they would be okay with the multiverse stuff if the multiverse stuff included, like, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, like, doing some type of Spider-Man antics. But Tom doesn't necessarily need to be in that equation. But I will say this, the longer they wait to do another Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie, he's just going to keep getting older and older, so... And Tom Holland now is going to be an old married man by the time he does Spider-Man 4, so... You gotta start working on these movies while they're still young. Unless you're planning on showing an older Spider-Man. Yep. I will tell you this, guys. I wasn't counting on WB Games basically shutting down multiverses. I still don't understand why. I know they made a lot of mistakes with multiverses, but it feels like it's too soon. They just brought the game back in May, and then it lasts 1 year. It came back May of 2024, and then it's going to shut down in May of 2025. It's like, what? And the Switch 2 is just around the corner. It's like they can't survive long enough to just be ported on the Switch. It's like, what in the world? What is going on at WB Games? Like, they're just... WB Games is just destroying everything. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. And it's not like any pressure from like activists or anything like that, because activists are basically going out of business, as I said would happen. I thought over the course of... So I was kind of wrong about some stuff, though. I said, you know, activism is running scared in the game industry, but I was under the impression over the next, like, 2 or 3 years we'd see companies going bankrupt. Since the start of January, you've had 4 game studios that were associated with, like, you know, game activism that are all going out of business. And it's not even... It's just now the end of January, and I don't know if you guys have heard it, but there's 3 more studios that are projected to close at the end of February that were responsible for making some terrible games in both 2023 and 2024. So, I mean, you know, I was not counting on things to move this fast. I mean, I knew the writing was on the wall for a lot of these people, but I had no idea that BioWare was basically going to fire all their terrible writers that made Dragon Age. I had no idea that the people behind the Acolyte would all get fired, and that, you know, not only would they not be able to work on any other projects, but Disney would outright fire those writers so they can't make another show, like, from them. I knew that things were going to be changing, but I had no idea that it could happen this rapidly. Like, this is beyond my expectations. It's a good thing. You know, don't get me wrong. But it's moving in a way that I didn't think was possible. So I guess the people who are financing some of these studios and video game companies, they've basically pulled their funding. That's the only thing I can think of. Is because you have to realize that it's not just the game studios that make games. There's also people who fund the games behind the scenes. Like, you have a board of directors, and then those board of directors are shareholders. So my only guess is shareholders for a lot of these game studios and publishers pulled out and basically gave them ultimatums like, hey, we want to make money, and if you don't fire these people and make sure they don't ruin any more of our projects, either we're going to pull our funding from you, or we're going to go, you know, house up with another game studio. That's the only thing I can think of which is going on. And it makes sense because, you know, they call it the video game business because it's a game business. But the past 4 or 5 years in the game industry, they've been too focused on doing political messaging than actually making good games and attacking their core supporters. It's amazing that these people behind, you know, the financing of these game studios are finally actually saying, hey, we're not going to, you know, deal with your nonsense anymore. You're fired. It should have happened years ago, though, because these people, the crazy thing is, they had the power to do this years ago, and they kind of let everybody run amok. Now, you could argue, well, maybe they were worried about cancel culture or all this other stuff, because there was a very tight noose around the game industry from game activists. Like, if you even breathed funny, they could get you canceled and doxxed and do all kinds of stuff to you. So, I mean, without funding anymore, they're not a threat. So maybe that's why a lot of these companies are just like, all right, time to pull the trigger. They've been waiting. It's like an assassin, you know, waiting for a call from the boss man when they can pull the trigger and take the person out. Because you have to wait. Sometimes you have to wait until you're given a command. So maybe, you know, they had their finger on the trigger for years, but they didn't have the ability to pull the trigger. That's the only thing I can think of, because literally this is like a tsunami. And it's happening only to Western game developers. Have you noticed that? Like, technically, Bandai Namco is responsible for Unknown Awakening, that mediocre game that released, I think, in November or December of last year that, you know, failed. But they haven't fired anybody at Namco yet, because, you know, it was a Japanese studio that worked on the game, I'm pretty sure. Oops, I failed. No, I gotta do it again. Boink. Sadness. Yeah, it's just, it's crazy. It makes my head spin. I was not, because I told you guys before, everything in the game industry goes in cycles, right? And there's a timing involved, as well as it takes a while for certain ripples to hit the pond. So the ripples you could see, you know, forming in the water, right? With the rejection of everything that happened with the American people at election. And then the tidal wave of all the new laws and stuff. So you could see the ripples in the pond, but it takes a long time for the ripples to spread through the water so that it, you know, actually changes the surface of the water. So I'm thinking, okay, the game activists and these consultant agencies, they'll be gone maybe by the beginning of 2026. No, they're gone now. Like, it was like a Thanos snap. So it might be possible that the game industry could heal by next year, or even at the start of 2026. Like, My projections were much longer before, because, you know, I'm a pessimist, but also I'm a realist, so it's kind of like, okay, it's going to take this long, and then... but now it's like, it's going at, like, super speed. Kind of like, I don't know if anybody's ever seen the movie Spaceballs, but it's kind of like we've gone from regular speed to hyperdrive to ludicrous speed, and we're on ludicrous speed now. It's just, everything is just happening so quickly. Multiverses, Unknown Awakening, Concord, Star Wars Outlaws, Skull and Bones. Who else? Who else is getting the axe? What was the name of that? I know there was another studio. Oh, BioWare. BioWare's in big trouble. I don't think Indiana Jones is in trouble. But it's just, it's really fast. When are you gonna get the Wolverine game? I don't know. Like, with the Wolverine game, I think there's going to be some changes to the Wolverine game now. Like before, I thought, okay, they're just going to release it as is. But I think they're actually going to go through and fix it. Like, if I was a betting man, a lot of people don't like the art style for the female characters in the Wolverine game that's leaked. So my guess is they're probably going to go back and fix and try to make, not necessarily make them look more attractive, but try to make them look more normal. There's been a lot of problems the past 4 or 5 years with how Western studios portray female characters. So I bet you a lot of Western games are going to start to de-uglify a lot of their character models for female characters. I think they're going to get a lot of pressure from in-house and from their like actual bankers, like the people that are on the board of directors who are financing these game studios. They're going to start putting their foot down. Like, we're going to see a lot of that. There's going to be like a massive wave of change that people are, you know, not going to see coming. Again, we all knew it was happening, but it wasn't supposed to happen this quickly. I didn't think it could happen this quickly. Because I left the game industry as a journalist in 2014 when I saw the writing on the wall back then. There was a lot of weird stuff that was happening with the people that were being hired as game journalists, which I was not okay with. The lady who took over my job at the Florida publication I worked at was a model, and she had a liberal arts degree, and she was a cosplayer, but she didn't know anything about video game journalism at all, and she didn't have a passion for it. It was just a job and a way for her to get in front of the camera so she could promote her website, which, you know, was a special kind of website. They didn't have OnlyFans back then. It was probably Patreon. I don't remember. She was a nice lady and everything, but I mean, she didn't know anything about the game industry. She was literally using gamers in order to get them to go to her website. So she would, you know, dress up as different game characters, but she had never played those games. So her, like, becoming a reporter at, like, I think it was Game Zone or Got Game, I don't remember. She was very attractive, but she was kind of an idiot when it came to gaming. She didn't know anything about it. But she would just stand in front of the camera and read off the prompter or whatever, and, you know, my boss was happy, and that was what the future of the game journalist stuff was turning into. We were hiring people in the industry that weren't gamers anymore, and I told my boss at the time then, like, you know, this is going to set a bad precedent, because the more that we keep doing this in the game industry, you know, it's going to change how we operate, because you're going to have people in here that aren't going to have the perspective of what, you know, our field is like. Like, they don't even play games. And you're bringing in people who are models, people who worked at CNN, people who've worked at like the comic book industry and all this other stuff. Like, we were having all kinds of different people that were coming into our field that knew nothing about our field. They didn't like us. They made fun of us. They didn't like gamers. But yet, you know, the pay was better. I remember one guy came over from Marvel Comics at a rival publication that I knew. And the gentleman, the only reason he took the job is because the pay was more and it was closer to where he lived. And I remember sitting down and talking with the guy when we were at, it was either E3 or some type of, like, press event in Boston or something. And he was just talking about how, like, well, I like how friendly it is here, you know, because basically there were no enemies in the game industry yet. Like, the game industry was such a small industry, like, in terms of, like, game press, that literally everybody knew each other. Like, you would see the same guys in New York City, California, Boston, Chicago, covering things like the developer conference, GDC at the beginning of the year, E3, New York Comic Con, PAX, PAX West, PAX East, CES, all this stuff. New York City press events. So, I mean, you became, I wouldn't say a close-knit group, but when you would go to, for example, when we went to a Namco press event, you would have the same representative from IGN who's there for the PlayStation team, or there's somebody there from GameSpot who's with the Xbox team or whatever. You would get to know these people because our industry was so small that you would see these people periodically throughout the year. And nobody really had any beef with anybody. And then when the activists came in, after I left, I heard that there were all kinds of, like, rumors of people getting into arguments and stuff, like in the press rooms, and it just, like, it became very toxic because these people came in and they would start loudly talking about politics. They would do all kinds of stuff that just was changing our industry from the inside that, you know, people were uncomfortable with. And the people that spoke up and said, hey, I don't like this, they'd be out of a job. So people basically had to deal with all the nonsense that was going on behind the scenes and just either stomach it, or if you said something about it, you needed to find another job, because that's where the industry was going or whatever. But I was already out. I had my own YouTube channel that was doing really well, and I had my press credentials, so I could easily go to places like New York City or E3 or whatever and just use my own press junket to get in. And it was, you know, I would still see these same guys because they knew me. They're like, hey, what's up, Luke? You still with this trade? It's like, no, I'm actually here on my YouTube channel. They're like, living the dream, you know? So, I mean, they were really nice, like, guys and gals that worked in the game industry. But back in 2014, when we started to change our hiring process, like, across publications, not just on the internet, but also, like, old media that was still doing magazines, there was a big change of people that worked at EGM and the what do you call it, the EB Games magazine, Game Informer, I believe. So there was like a whole massive change of things that was not for the best, and I didn't like where it was going, so I retired basically because I was done. I was like, I don't want to deal with this. I see this getting really bad. And what's funny is I still have some old colleagues that were like, you know, you were right to get out when you did, because some of them are still there. I still know some people at IGN and GameSpot and things like that, and The Gamer and stuff like that. I still know some of those guys and gals. They're still there, but they don't speak up at all. I knew a lot of people at Kotaku back in the day too, and because Kotaku had a complete facelift. Like, they became the driving force of all the nonsense in the game industry, but before they were a fun publication that handled import games. They were the only source for import games in America. Like, telling people, hey, these are the cool games that came out in Asia that you can't play unless you go to places like Play Asia or, you know, some type of, like, Hong Kong-related places where they'd have links on their website where you could go and buy these games. which is, you know, how they earn their commission other than just their articles. They would have like some type of connection to Play Asia and things like that. Because, you know, they were the website's goal, and I was actually close to working there at one point. The goal of that website was to introduce gaijins or foreigners or whatever into the joys of imported gaming, because there'd be games that Americans wouldn't be able to play because there's no way they're going to port them over, you know, over here. Which makes sense, right? But everything just changed dramatically. And it happened so fast that for the longest time I thought that we were going to see the death of traditional media in the sense, like game media in general. And so far it hasn't happened completely, but it has definitely changed a lot. But game media is still mostly going on. YouTubers are rising as like the prominent side of journalism, though. They're getting more attention, they're getting more views than traditional media. But if traditional media is going to survive, they have to change. They have to change back. Because if you stick with the old way of doing things, like the last 4 years or stuff, you're going to have all these people that aren't going to show up and read your stuff because they don't really care. Because that's where we were years ago. Is people didn't care about what people had to say about certain issues. It was just kind of like, how does this relate to the game industry? You'd have people literally look at you and like kind of highbrow you, like, okay, that's great that you know are championing this thing or whatever, but how does this relate to the game that we're here covering? Like this aspect. I remember being like really embarrassed. There was a person from my publication who was with me at, I think it was PAX, and we were seeing, it was some type of like Space Marines game or some type of really violent thing. It might have been Alien versus Predator, I don't remember. And the guy stood up and he asked a very stupid question that had no relevance to what they were showing. And everybody in the room just kind of looked at him like he was a frickin' moron. And he was part of the publication that I was representing. So I'm just kind of sitting in my chair, just like everybody's looking at me, and I'm just like, he's the new guy, don't look at me. You know, it was horrifying because the questions that he asked is basically the stuff that activists ask all the time. He was not asking about representation because that wasn't a thing, but he was asking about like how this relates to like some type of social issue or something that just literally had everybody in the room, just, you could hear a guy cough because it just went dead silent. And this would have been like 2013, 2014. So, I mean, they were trying to change us from the inside even back then. And then, you know, some people gave into it and everything went crazy. More or less. But I guess I was smart to get out when I did. But it was a really fun job. I enjoyed it a lot. I loved reporting on games. I loved going to E3 every year. I liked going to GDC, was really fun. GDC was the game developers conference, and people there were so chill, and it was like a press only thing. So E3 was, you know, sometimes open to the public depending on what year it was, but GDC was essentially a closed event that was only developers and publishers, and it was really cool because you'd have Reggie Fils-Aimé and all these other people would go, and they would basically tell all these bigwig people in the game industry, like the high rollers, and people about new technology. And there was workshops one year where Reggie was doing like how to make it in the game industry or something. So it was a conference, like a game developers conference. You go there, there'd be workshops, there'd be all kinds of stuff. But it wasn't super exciting like E3, but it was very educational. And then all these years later, I hear that GDC has turned into just a travesty of what it used to be. It used to be a fun conference, and they turned it into a mockery of what it once was. I'm honestly surprised that GDC hasn't been closed down. But I remember it was either during the pandemic or after. There's all these people at GDC that was holding almost like a seance, outside the building and they were screaming and acting like crazy people because of how toxic gamers were. And it's like, I heard that and I just felt like I died inside, because it's like you have all these grown adults that are wailing and crying and beating drums and acting like insane psychopaths, crying about nothing. And these are grown adults, and it's like, oh my gosh. So it's like I was literally witnessing the game industry be on like one of those boats that's heading toward a waterfall, and you're screaming at them, "You're going toward the waterfall, you need to turn back." And they're like, "You toxic male freak and male gaze," and they're on their boat on their way off the cliff, and you're there, you just need to turn the boat around and everything will be fine. They're like, "No, we're going to keep moving our boat forward." It's like, the waterfall's up ahead. Just turn back. It's not too late. And literally now in 2024 or 2025, whatever, they're like so close to falling off the waterfall, and now finally people are starting to turn the boat around, you know? And they're trying to go against the current, whereas before they're literally driving their boats off the waterfall. And having been in the industry, you see it and it's just shocking. But that's a perfect analogy, you know? I think that's a perfect way to describe it. It's a boat heading toward the waterfall, and you're here as a sane person telling them, just everything will be better if you just turn the boat around. You just need to steer the boat in the other direction. That's all you need to do. You don't need to do anything else. Just turn around. There are so many games that could have been saved last year if they just made a little bit more wise, conscious decisions. They didn't need to go the route that they went with Suicide Squad, with Concord, with any of that stuff. They could have even used the less is more thing for representation or whatever, but they're all idiots. They always have to do more. It's like you're literally driving the boat off the waterfall. Just turn around. Just find some common ground. Do something. It's not hard. You don't have to lose your jobs. You don't have to close down your studios. You just need to be smart about this. But you're all freaking idiots. It's sad. But it's like you can't do anything about it, you know? It's like they're set in their ways. They're gonna do whatever they want. Yeah, it's like they're literally drowning, and you throw them the life vest, and instead of putting the life vest on so they can keep their job and so that they can keep their game studio, they barely have a hand on the life vest as they're being pulled under the water and they're drowning, because they would rather drown than just do the right thing. I just see, if I was going down the wrong path and somebody literally threw me a life vest, I would grab on the life vest. You know, I would realize, hey, maybe, I did something that led to me, near drowning here. Someone's willing to actually throw a life vest to me. I'm going to take that life vest and I'm going to survive. There used to be a thing in the game industry where people would have the drive and the passion to try to survive things, and now people just give up. Like, after they've basically poured gasoline on their own company and burned it to the ground, they're just like, woe is me. It's like, but you had so many choices where you could have fixed this. Gamers wouldn't have spoken out and made fun of you if they didn't see there was a possibility of actually saving your game. Like Rocksteady, there were so many instances where fans threw them a lifeline and said, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. What did they do? They mocked the fans. They're like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're part of the male gaze, or you're part of Comicsgate or Gamergate or whatever nonsense they said. And the funny thing is, the gamers were right. Everything that the gamers said about the Suicide Squad was correct. And they could have changed it. They didn't want to. I think that's the hardest thing. We were right. And we tried to help them, but they refused our help. That's the hardest thing. I feel terrible about Rocksteady's situation, but it's like, we told them. We told them for years. Years and years and years and years. And then, yeah, we did get nasty because they were ignoring us. So instead of, like, we reached down an olive branch to them and they snapped the olive branch. So it's like, all right, screw you. We're going to let you have it now. It's like, you know, diplomacy is done. You know, Arkham fans, let them have it, basically. But you can't say that we didn't hold out the olive branch to them. We did. We tried to be as diplomatic with Rocksteady for years with the whole Suicide Squad thing. It wasn't until, like, it was like, what, a month after the game released that we started to get nasty with them because they were set in their ways to burn everything down to the ground, and fans didn't want that. So, I mean, you know, karma caught up with them. Perform a takedown through event cover, distract an enemy using a ballistic staff projectile and perform a silent takedown. Wait, what? Distract an Oh, okay. Don't touch that dial. Don't break the... Okay. That's the hardest thing. Like, if I didn't even care about these studios and stuff like that, like, none of this would even impact me. I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, another game studio, you know, bites the dust because of stupidity. But it's like, I knew some of these people. I saw them at E3. I've gone to different, like, press events where they're there. I've worked with their community managers and things like that over the years. So it's pretty depressing to see that a once great studio that you knew, like, literally destroy their own business in front of you. And you're just like, how did they do that? There were so many instances where you couldn't have... This didn't need to happen. And their response is, well, people should have supported our terrible product. It's like, it doesn't work that way. You can't make something bad and then expect people to support it willy-nilly. And especially not have anything to say about it that's like any type of criticism. Gamers always have criticism for things. Because gamers want their games better. Gamers are different than any other form of media because we're actually able to be on equal footing with the people that make and design the games because they value our input. That's how they, quote, patch their games, make their games better or make improvements. Comic book people don't go to conventions and listen to your concerns or your ideas and implement them in the next book. They tell you to take a walk or, you know, we can't use your idea or whatever. The game industry is completely different because it's very important for them to get feedback, on how things are going. Otherwise, their game is going to continue to flop. Or their game will have, like, all these performance problems that they need to be aware of. Hey, we need to fix this part of the game. Because we live in a part of the game industry now where patches are just the norm. Whereas before, like, when Arkham Origins came out, patches were still not really the norm in the industry. They could fix games. They took a while, about 6 months. And it was, like, new technology where they would start to add updates to games. But it wasn't, like, the normal aspect of how the game industry was. Because Arkham Origins released at a time where this kind of stuff was still not normal, which is why the game is so buggy. Is because the game was designed with all kinds of problems, and they released it like that. But thankfully, because of, like, game patches, they were, quote, able to improve some aspects of the game and fix some of the hiccups, but they couldn't fix everything.
More amateur.
And then much later, now we come in a point now where in the game industry, people will release broken games and they'll fix it within like 2 months of it being out. I think that's terrible, but they're able to do that because of the technology. But they'll literally rush a game through development so it hits their target release date of spring, summer, or fall, and sometimes the game is unplayable. And they'll take their licking from people and they'll patch it, and then later on they'll go and they make fun of the people that criticize them because the criticism then was valid because the game was busted, but because they fixed everything, like Star Wars Outlaws was broken when it released, but then over, over like 3 months or something like that, they basically corrected a majority of the concerns that people had. I don't know if they fixed the stealth mechanics too much, but a lot of the weird glitches and some of the other problems they were able to iron out. I've never picked up the game again, so I can't tell you if stealth is improved or if people are still alerted. If one person's alerted, then the entire base knows you're there, type nonsense that was happening when I played the game. But in terms of aiming and other things, like the game got a little bit better or something like that. But I always judge games based on when I actually played them, because I don't tend to go back and revisit games unless they release DLC for them. I play the game, I move on to the next one, that's how I roll. I've always done that, though. Yeah, patches are used, exactly. Patches are used as a crutch now. Whereas before, there was actually a purpose to patching. Yeah. The purpose of patching before was like, okay, we're having some problems with this, and we can fix this, and we can make your experience better. But now it's like, you know, we can literally release this game on not Hollywood. We could release this game on a holiday, and it could be broken as all get out, and then right around January or February, we can announce on our Twitter that we have heard the concerns of our audience, our consumers, and we are going to patch the game and fix all the problems. Rather than release a game at launch and have it work right away and only have a few blemishes, they'll literally release a brand new game that is just like so broken, and then any criticism that you do toward it, like 2 or 3 months from now, it's not valid anymore because they basically made the game the way it was supposed to be with the patches. But the problem is people are buying games that are busted, and you know, because they have such a bad experience with it, they honestly don't want to play the game anymore once they fix it. They're belly aching is like, well, I bought this game on launch and I expected it to play the way that was advertised. And then the developers are like, you should have known that there'd be problems when a game releases, because now their excuse is, well, every game that releases has problems. I hate that. I hate that a lot of Western studios use that excuse. How many Japanese studios that you know of, or Chinese studios, that make statements like that? That go to Twitter and they say, well, it's normal for a game to have bugs and glitches when they first release. So many Western studios rely on that, and it's heartbreaking as a gamer to go through that, you know? It adds to so much laziness, in my opinion.
What's it gonna be, Slade? I got Christmas cake in the oven and don't want to miss a thing.
This is why we need demos? I mean, demos aren't the full game, though. Oops. What? Who shot me? Yikes. I'm just gonna hang out here. You can't hurt me. I'm shielded in here from the grenade. I'm surprised they can't shoot you from the vent. Uh-oh. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yep. Oh.
Ooh, aren't you a brave little soldier in the face of the world's greatest assassin?
Why doesn't Bane just shoot the payaso?
Yeah, we'll fix it in post, exactly. I still feel like a lot of Japanese studios don't release buggy games, though.
I'm right where you want me. Hey! I am in pursuit.
Why would he taunt me like that?
He must not be allowed to escape.
Why? Why would he taunt me like that? He's like, I'm right where you want me. It's like, that was dumb. Knock knock.
If I shoot you in the throat, will you gurgle me a carol?
Well, I mean, the reason why we got demos back in the day is because you got a taste of what the game was going to be like when it came out a year later. Demos didn't tend to come out 6 months or 3 months before a game dropped. Demos used to release, like, at least, like, you know, almost a full year before the game came out. It was a tease of what was to come, as well as if people encountered any problems in a demo, they could bring it up to the developer on social media, or you could even write them and be like, hey, I noticed some problems with this game, and, you know, of course they'll probably implement it and fix it in the future. Nowadays, when demos release, they only release like 3 months before a game comes out. Or they do... I hate to tell you this, but an open beta is basically a demo. They just don't call it a demo anymore. They call it an open beta. Because they're using you guys to fix their game. They're allowing you access to a build of the game, and then you go through it, and when you run into problems and you complain about it on social media, places like Capcom and Konami and all those other companies, they see that stuff, and then they work it into fixing whatever issue is in the main game. Like, you know, going back and playtesting it and see if it works exactly the way that it happened in the open beta or whatever. Or closed beta. Whichever. But they're essentially using gamers as free labor. They're not paying you. Sometimes you actually have to pay for the full game in order to get access to a closed beta. That's always the funny thing to me. Where people have to pay like $100 or whatever to get early access, where basically your early access is developer feedback for them. Because when you start playing the game 3 days before it actually officially launches, you're basically an unpaid beta tester. I hate to tell you this, but it's true. Because the rest of the people aren't going to pay $100 to play a game that comes out in 3 days. Or 4 days, or whatever.
Ooh, you got him shaking now, Slade.
That's good when demos used to be a full year. Yeah, a full year to 6 months or something, yeah. They don't do that anymore, though. There was one good thing that happened about 2024, though, is I don't think you're going to see a lot of live service games anymore. So the live service fad might actually be dead, like the looter shooters, looter brawlers, things like that might actually be on their last legs because of things like Suicide Squad and Concord and things like that. Rocksteady became EA. Rocksteady essentially had like a little like shoulder demon in its ear telling it to do stupid stuff. That's what consultant agency is.
I am going to rip out that fool's spine!
This might shock some of you, but do you know that consultant agencies don't actually have any talent or knowledge about the game industry? They're just there for representation. They're basically like a... You know how there's a HR department over the past like 4 years or whatever that was responsible for making sure they hire certain types of people to meet like certain types of like criteria for the business that they're in? Consultant groups were supposed to basically come in. They don't know anything about game design. They don't know anything about narrative for games. They don't know anything other than, you know, making sure that the studio that they're brought in to consult for is following the rules and regulations that they must adhere to. They don't actually know anything about making a game better. They know how to make a game worse by implementing things that people don't want, but they don't actually know how to improve the game or add to the game. That's not their job. You either live long enough to die a hero or become the villain. Yep, pretty much. But you know, while we had a lot of losses in 2024 in the game industry, there were a lot of wins that people weren't paying attention to. For instance, I'll tell you guys a big win that happened when Square Enix, who took a lot of hits for the accusation that they did bad stuff to their Final Fantasy game, which they did not, but they were accused of doing that. Why are you not going there? Okay, distract an enemy with a ballistic projectile and perform a silent takedown.
I'm sick of looking for you.
Oh, snap. Can he see me?
He toys with me, and I fell for it.
Oh, no! I'm screwed.
I could have sworn it came from over here.
This is super annoying.
Ooh, you got him shaking now, Slade.
It's so irritating. I am sick of looking for you.
Does this count? That counted. Hooray! Don't touch that dial. Okay, take everybody else down now. Without taking down Mr. Dial Man. Easy peasy. And also, I do like to talk a lot. That's why these streams last a while. I could beat this stuff faster, but it's all about me talking.
Get me down before I lose consciousness. Our ranks are getting thinned out.
I like to talk. It's part of my charm. What happened to you, stuff? Where's he going? He's going up in the air now. Bye-bye. Whoa! This is the last guy now? I'm just gonna walk right up to him. Whoa! Oh gosh! Oh no! Oh, savage! Oops.
Defeated by my
I mean, but why would Slade care? Why would he even care?
not impressed.
He wouldn't. He doesn't care about innocent life. He doesn't care. There's no reason for them to take a hostage in Slade's levels. He doesn't care about innocent people. He's not a hero. He's a villain. If anything, he would take the hostage. Or he would take out the hostage. Ah, whatever. Slade only cares about money. Correct. Yeah. Exactamon. Yeah. Uh-oh. Seems like WB forgot to remove that feature for Slade. Yeah. Well, Mystery Game won the poll. I don't even know what it's gonna be. I have no idea. Even I don't know. I don't even have time to make a... That's a weird YouTube video. Thrilling mystery. A murder mystery game. Murder mystery. Mystery. Do we have that one graphic on the channel anymore? Let's see. Mystery. I think Amber made a mystery thing. Or not. I don't have a graphic. Oh, what's this? 80s background? Okay. Alright, guys, I'm going to set up a stream, but I don't even know what it's going to be. I have no idea. It's probably going to be on the Switch. And then we'll figure it out from there. Can't be Fortnite because I don't have, unknown game. Unknown game, I don't know. Wait, what was the picture that I was going for again? All right, yeah. Oof. Okay, so we're gonna set this up. We're gonna have the music play, and we'll figure it out from there. 'Cause I don't know what it is. It's probably definitely gonna be something on the Switch. That's my guess. Oh boy. Let's do this one. Unknown game. Alright. So head on over to Unknown Game. You guys will be redirected. Thanks for the super chat. And see you guys on the next stream. Thanks for hanging out for Arkham. We'll be doing another one tomorrow. And see you on Mystery Game.